Community Development Commission meeting. Roll call. Thank you.
Commissioner Zarita.
Here.
McCoy. Yes. Sharif.
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes. Thank you, Madam. We are now at public comments on agenda and non-agenda matters. Bishop L.J. Guillory is no longer here. Mr. Robert Ray.
Thank you, Robert Ray Compton. City Clerk, on your total of warrants, there was a typo. It is 6,000 and not 4,000. I don't know how you want to correct that. I've sent the council email about this. Because of the threats coming from North Korea about nuclear buttons, the Centers for Disease Control is requesting that America start preparing themselves for a nuclear attack. Now, as your ambassador to the city of Compton from the Red Cross, this coming weekend I'm going to be attending a seminar, and I saw one of the notebooks today. It's like this thick of our objects to talk about, and I'll be coming back with more information next week. But people, it's imperative that you think about disaster preparedness for any and all kinds of disasters. And like I say, it's getting serious. The bantering is going back and forth between countries, and it's something we have to take serious. And after my meeting seminar this weekend, I'll be coming back with a lot more information about what we need to do to get better prepared. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ray. Mr. Holyfield.
Good evening. Madam Mayor, may I remind you I was not called during the council meeting. I had signed up to speak.
My apologies, Mr.
That 3 minutes, I
Holyfield.
just thought I'd remind you. And I have a few items. One, it's written of all things to get, you get an understanding. You people don't have that as it relates to number 9. Number 1, the council meeting last week was canceled because of lack of participants. And then I think, how many council people do we really have? We need to understand, you need to have some kind of policy to make sure that we have, because right now we're under real stress. We can go into receivership and all that. I've been in over 55 years in Compton, and I've been to many, many, many of these kind of meetings. This is some of our worst in the last so long. Some of our worst. There's either we have 4 council persons or we don't. I mean, that's what the public say. I deal with the business sector a lot, and they're saying that we need to have someone taking care of our business, and I agree. Or resign. Next thing, I'd like to, I have here, please. These are some pictures that we had. Number 1, we've been talking about the corridor here at Willowbrook being named after Obama. All we need, and it's been researched thoroughly, we only need 3 votes to do that. So consider it. Because the things I've been saying for the last year or two about the light on Wilmington and Greenleaf for one, no consideration really, talking about riders, opening the gate by the hotel so that the shopping center would do more business, nothing. The sign, 1 million cars travel that 91 freeway a day, nothing. So I'm saying to the city manager, whoever is over these departments, we need some action. Now, we're talking about, you've been seeing these flyers as it relates to each business or each person taking care of their own property, and you haven't talked to me, no department and so forth. These are the things that I'm saying. I'm sitting here, first seat, first row, every week, and Mayor, you're absolutely correct. If you don't have an understanding, you can't do no business. The business is not being conducted because you don't have the information. You don't have the information, you don't have the people. It's very simple. It's called teamwork. But everybody has to be on board. And it can't be no confusion with the players. You only have 4 people, and really 3. how are you going to really make the decision? Now, I'm telling you because I don't have anything to back up from. I've been in Compton for over 55 years, and as long as I've been here, I've been an entrepreneur, advocating for success and for our kids. Do I get any more time? I mean, I missed that. Huh?
You have 3 minutes, Mr.
Thank you
Holyfield.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Now, to answer about those pictures that you see, if you're looking at them, and do keep the other information, it's pertaining to those Olympic arenas.
Mr. Holyfield, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, my time is up?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate you.
Yes, Happy New Year to all of you.
Happy New Year. Come on up, Ms. Pope.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Lamika Pope. I wanted to address the mayor. On several occasions, I've heard you speak about the planning commissioners, and I would like to invite you to a planning commission meeting so you can actually see how we operate. I've actually seen Jana Zarita attend, and also the city manager, but I haven't seen you at any planning commission meetings. I would personally like to say that I serve with humility, I serve with wisdom, knowledge. I'm a double credential auditor that lived in the city for quite some time. And I would also like to ask, what experience do you have as being a mayor before you was actually elected as a mayor? So I take offense of the digs as far as the planning commissioners, but that's as far as the planning commission. But I would like to invite you to a meeting so you could actually see how the meeting is held. And then after that, I would like you to pass judgment. But you've never been, so you don't know what goes on
I have
there.
attended planning commission meetings.
Well,
ma'am.
not as far as, not
Thank
since
you.
I've been a planning commissioner. So
Okay.
no pun intended. I would just like for you to come and attend and just see how we operate, because there are a lot of things on the agenda that doesn't make it back to you because we meet every month. So if you have time, please come out.
I will come out, and I just want to say that my commentary is not personal. I wouldn't personally hire, I'll just leave it at that. It's not personal, and it's just that as you have credentials in your field and all of those things, there is a difference if you do not have that background to understand what you do and do not know. And so it's nothing personal. I'm just saying in terms of getting the best product, I'm not saying that people are not proficient, but in terms of actually having the skill set, the tools, the experience in these particular fields, it does matter when you actually can have worked on projects because you know what to look for, you can make recommendations, you're abreast of best practices, you know exactly what happens in comparative analysis. So it's about really getting the best product. I just want what's best for the city. And what I said to my city managers that I don't believe that it should be up to the city council to make recommendations for the utility of these projects. Design, lighting, safety, all those things, that's something that should happen at the staff level. I'm not paid to do that. And so that is an issue for me, and it's not about me personally. I just look at longevity and how can we get the people the tools that they need. And so you've heard me advocate for the controller. I've fought for the manager to get the tools that he needs, and so my recommendation is just to bring an architect to be able to have the staff designated to be able to make sure that you all have all the information necessary to be able to make sure that you can make the proper decisions for the city. There's no critical issue that I have with anyone personally. It's not personal. It's just business. I wouldn't go to a dentist if I needed someone to be maybe my chiropractor, I should say. So it's just different. I'm not going to go back and forth with you, but thank you so much for your commentary. Appreciate you. Thank you. Any additional comments? Madam City Clerk?
Approval of minutes.
So moved.
Amendments or discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Zarita,
Yes.
McCoy, Sharif,
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes.
Item number 2 is a resolution of the Urban Community Development Commission acting as the Compton Local Housing Authority, authorizing the Executive Secretary to approve the issuance of a purchase order to Happy Software, Inc. for continued software use, license, and maintenance support for Happy Software modules in the amount of $11,798.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? I just have one question regarding, actually, I'm sorry, this was answered by the city manager earlier today. Thank you. Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes.
Item number 3 is a resolution of the Urban Community Development Commission acting as the Compton Local Housing Authority, authorizing the Executive Secretary to amend the Compton Local Housing Authority fiscal year 2017-18 budget to delete the position of Tenant Relations Assistants and add the position of Housing Specialist.
So moved. Second.
Discussion?
Just for the record, this is the same item we've met and conferred.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes.
Your commission comments?
Thank you. Commissioner Zarita?
No comment, just a statement that, I believe the only requirements for a planning commissioner or any other commissioner is to be a resident of the city of Compton and a registered voter. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Commissioner?
No.
Commissioner Sharif?
No.
Thank you. I will just say, Mr. City Manager, if you don't mind, just in this total voluntary, but if you can actually request that the planning commissioners maybe provide some of their background, just for the council that may not know the various commissioners. I do know that we do not have representation from someone in the 4th District, and I'd like to be able to review and ensure that we have qualified planners and real estate professionals on this board. And also,
Yes,
if there's, I don't know if I need to make a legal request, but if there's conflict of interest, you usually have to sign a distinction if you have relatives in the city or if you have any type of familiar relationship with anyone as officials that may influence your decisions. That's usually something that is also included. So could we just make sure that we're up to date on best practices for cities? Because I don't want anything minimum for me in my life. I like the best, I like the max. So it's about getting the highest quality when you can. So I look forward to receiving that.
Does that mean
Thank
if you're
you.
sleeping with somebody or if you're eating with somebody?
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. I don't even know how to answer that question. It's outrageous. Maybe have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Commissioner Zarita.
Yes.
McCoy. Sharif.
Yes.
Chairperson Brown.
Yes.